J-Mad is not your everyday lunch partner. He's all the way raw.
How are you going to say Black Lives Matter when the only reason you come out is when cops kill us and we don't come out when we kill ourselves? That's crazy, man.
He's all the way real.
The truth? You can't even handle the truth.
And most of all, he has his priorities right.
I want the Falcons and the Hawks to be my pallbearers at my funeral. That way they can let me down just one last time.
J-Mad gives it to you big.
Holla at your boy. Life after the collar with J-Man, you heard me? We out here on all social media platforms. So if you look good, feel good, and if you smell good, turn it up, get lit, because we are going live. Turn up, get lit, we 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 going live. Where the DJs at, where the Indians at, where them beat poppin' girls love dinner.
You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Mad on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. Y'all can also find me now on Apple Podcasts. I think that's what they call it, Apple Podcasts. So you can catch me in all different kind of platforms. They call it they have another, they call it content. I have different ways I share my content. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. It is going to be a great show. It is going to be epic. I'm already hyped. I'm already ready to get into this thing here. I'm hyped. I really am. There's a lot of things going on in our nation, around the world, in our communities, that if you can't find anything to do and you saying that you bored, I don't know what the problem is. Ain't nothing like it. If you bored, something is truly wrong. If you bored, it's too much to do. It's too much work to do out here. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of work out here to be done. And we're going to tackle a lot of that conversation tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining Life After the Collar. And I am your host, J-Mad. So many things. We're gonna dive in so many different directions tonight. I want you all's voice to be heard. I want your voice to be heard. The way you can make your voice heard is two different ways. Three. I'll go with three different ways. If you want to be a part of the show and you're on Facebook Live, you can be a part of the chat that's going on below the video. If you want to be, I should have turned my camera the other way. I like the other way better. If you are wanting to be a part of the conversation with the live, you can share, ask to be on the video. Please hit that button, and if I recognize you, I would definitely put you on. I am one that I don't do a lot of foolishness. You're able to have your opinion, but understand. And I encourage people to have a different opinion than mine, but don't come with no crazy stuff. I don't do crazy. I really don't do crazy. The third way to do it is if you are on Spreaker. We have a chat room over here on Spreaker, and that is Spreaker, Spreaker, Spreaker.com/show/LATC. Wanda, what's going on with you? Let me speak to y'all. William, what's going on with you? Dr. Mott, what's going on with you? My cousin Anthony is in the house. What's up with you, cuz? And I see some more people had chimed in earlier. I missed your name, so I apologize for that. So we're going to dive into this thing. We got Drew Brees to talk about. We have the mayor, what is her name, from D.C. She is the new champion of petty. I love it. She is the new champion of petty. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into we're going to thank 45 for something extraordinary that he did. I want to thank him because he accomplished something that I didn't think he was going to be able to accomplish. So I'm going to tell him thank you. We're going to open up. Matter of fact, we'll open up the show with that thank you. Is that all right with y'all? So what we'll do, we'll go there. We'll start there, and we'll dive into different conversation. Feel free to dive in. Feel free to add your opinion. Feel free to talk. It's all good. This is your show. This is where you can have a voice, and maybe the nation will hear you. All right. Make sure you share this on your Facebook page. Share this with your friends and your text messages or whatever. Again, it's Spreaker.com. Tell them to go to Facebook Live. You can put it on your Facebook page, and then tell them to just go to your Facebook page and check it out. Or you could just send the link to the show, Spreaker.com, Spreaker, Spreaker.com/show/LAT. After this musical selection, the choir's not doing an A and B tonight. They're only going to do an A selection. After their A selection, we're going to come back and have a conversation. Holla at your boy. It's all good. Guess what? It's all definitely all gravy. Holla.
Wake up, wake up. You've got the power. You've got
my people in the East, yo, you gotta wake up. Midwest, dirty South, yo, you gotta stand up. All my homies in the West, yo, you gotta wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backwards thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. Wake up, all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. 'Cause they're the one who's coming up. The world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the best you can.
Scream peace, do we mean it? Can you feel it when we scream it out loud? Do you believe that we need it? Do you believe that it could get right? Do you believe that the children of the world deserve a good life? Well, if you do, it's time to wake up your mind. We can make it better, and I know it might take some time, but we gotta start somewhere. How about with you and me? From us it goes to others, then we'll have our unity.
Wake up, all the doctors make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer, who catch all the hell. But they don't have so very long before the judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away?
Wake up, all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we can do it, long as we lend a hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds, and surely things will work out, 'cause they do it all the time.
I ain't here to take up y'all time. I came to shake up y'all mind. It's everybody's wake up call time. I can't sleep too long. Why they do the people wrong? Let's clean the world up before they sweep you gone. This is real talk. You could peep through songs. So when you feel weak, these words will keep you strong and help make a change for the better. It's hard for one to do it, but we can make some changes together. Ghetto. We gotta stand up here and give thanks to the man upstairs. Put the egos and the pride to the side regardless, and just be role models, parents, artists. We can make a change or we can make it the hardest. If you gon' make a baby, you should make them the smartest. Let them know good and bad, right from wrong, how to roll with the punches when life moves on. And the stress won't take toll if you don't sweat it. World won't get no better if we don't let it. Let the negative energy ride. Keep hope alive. It's about time that we open our eyes. Wake up.
Everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be.
to me like you listen to Fahrenheit 9/11. Ain't no time for the second guessing. The words I speak, wake up. The ones who sleep, the leadership's fix your mouth to teach. MCs teach the kids with peace. They don't have to worry about the police. We make them rich so they don't have the thief. Every artist here on this track. We'll make a change here for young cats. This is for everybody, white or black. You better go and vote and get up off your back. This life rolls on, lift your head, get your voice up. You see the power of the people, it's a choice to ignite love. Now the choice is a gift that our people have to fight for. And the fight's far too personal for anyone to ignore. Voice to be heard. Take the opportunity.
You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man. On Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we are on. Even Alexa, that's right, Alexa. She can make it do what it do, baby. So there's a lot I want to talk about. There is a lot that I want to talk about today that I think is important for us to have. I think it's a conversation that I think is very important for us to have. But let me do this. Let me give a special shout out to 45. Shout out to 45. You accomplished something that I did not think you was going to be able to accomplish, and you fooled me. You finally built your wall. You finally built your wall. And you put it in the perfect place. You put it around the White House. So shout out to you. Congratulations. Y'all give what's the name? 45 a hand clap of praise. Give it to him. Shout out 45. You did really good. You built that wall. You said you was going to build that wall, and doggone it if you didn't build that wall. So shout out to you. Now let's go ahead and, since I gave my shout out. Michelle says, thank you all for your prayers. Her mom is doing good. I think she's still in recovery. She had surgery this morning. I think maybe 2 or 3 hours ago I talked to her or texted her, and her mom is sleeping well. She just got out of surgery. So Michelle said to tell you all, thank you for your prayers. So thank y'all so much for praying for the family. It's all good. It's all gravy. So, and we know that God is in control of that situation. I'm going to start the conversation off by saying this. There are a lot of people telling us or expressing or beginning to express, especially a lot of our leaders are expressing that we continue to make this peaceful. Religious wars has been fought for years. We had to, for years, biblical days. When the Israelites was being transferred. I don't know which one is the best word to use. But as they was getting ready to possess the land, in order for them to get their land, they literally had to wage war on different countries. I know y'all looking at me like, well, we're not trying to take land. And, okay, if y'all say so. We really are. This is our ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears has been shed to build this land. And if we don't understand that we are literally fighting for dirt, the way the rich stay rich or get richer is by owning land. See, it's bigger. George Floyd was the straw that broke the camel's back. George Floyd was the straw that broke the camel's back. This is deeper than just what they did to George. This fight that we have is deeper than just that. What we're angry about, and what our people are angry about in different styles. All of it. Understand this. We all have different styles on what we're doing. We all have different styles on how we are handling this thing. And because we have different styles, we are within our own group are going to have disagreement. Now, let me share something that I posted on my Facebook page, and I asked people to think about what I just said. We overlook this. I understand that we're calling for peace. We're calling for, everybody to calm down. Okay. Yes, you should not be burning buildings and stealing and all of this stuff. Okay. I'll say it. I don't want you stealing people's stuff. I don't think you should break into a place in the hopes of just stealing stuff. I see your vantage point. Some of y'all are just being, some of us, I can't say y'all, some of us are being stupid by doing things like that. This is a village. We all should hold ourselves accountable for this. And you're running in stealing and burning things down. I would love to have the younger people that are out there doing this thing. Good afternoon, good evening, Jackie. I would love to have young people that are doing these things to come on my show, and I'm trying to find some conversation. Maybe if I need to just take my phone to the streets and have a conversation with people and ask them, why are you stealing from these places? Why are you taking this thing? Because it's large. It's in our black communities, but you have to understand these businesses. Foot Locker, Target, and the list goes on and on and on. They are making money off of us black folks. Because why? One thing that corporations understand, especially if you're in the retail industry, black folks are going, no matter what the industry, what the economy is at any given time, any given point in time, we're always going to spend our money. We don't mind, which is a bad conversation or bad mindset. We don't mind living from paycheck to paycheck. We really don't. We'll waste all of our money because we know Friday is coming, or we know the second week is coming, or the first of the month is coming. Or we have another hustle. So we don't mind spending our money. It is what it is. But here's what I guess I'm trying to say, trying to convey. I put on my page this statement. The civil rights movement was successful because of MLK and Malcolm X viewpoint. If you had just Malcolm X viewpoint, I don't think we would be where we are today. If you had only Martin Luther King's viewpoint, I don't believe that we would have what we have today. We had to have both. There is a time and a place for everything. There is a time to fight, and there is a time for peace. Watch this. Somebody has to lead the peaceful side. Somebody has to lead the fighting side. They're going to be two different leaders. They're going to be two different voices. Let me tell you what I mean. Let me show y'all what I mean. So, My job in the military was this. I had to protect the military chaplain. When I was with the Marines, I was still in the Navy, transferred over to the Marines, my job was 2401. 2401 means basically I'm a bodyguard. So I'm a trained bodyguard. My chaplain, he was not allowed to carry a gun. That wasn't his job. He was not allowed to carry a gun. It was my job to have the gun in hand. It was my job to protect his life. It was my job to be the one who knows how to fight and knows how to protect him. And when it got heavy, I had to make sure that he's secure in a place that and I could go defend whatever needed to be defended around the area. Watch this. But then in peacetime, I didn't have any say-so. I didn't have any say-so. I could not be his leader at that time. He did not have to, even though he was, because he was higher ranked than me, I had to listen to him. It was no choice in the matter. There was nothing going on. There was no fighting. There was no nothing. It was no need for my presence. Watch this though. Let me show y'all something. So we found ourselves in a bad situation. I'm not going to go into the details. We found ourselves in a bad situation. I had a subordinate, and I was riding around because my subordinate asked if we wanted to go tag along with them to do this certain job or make this certain trip. Me and my chaplain at the time, we weren't doing anything. So we said, yes, we'll ride. Normally before my guys leave out, I make sure that they have their map together. They know their routes. They know their second routes. They know their third routes. They know what to do, how to do, da-da-da-da. Okay? This particular day, I did not do that because I was on the trip. I personally was on the trip. Plus, the trip should have only taken 30 minutes to get from where we were to where we was going. We are now 2 hours into the trip. Almost 2 hours into the trip. Not quite 2 hours. Almost 2 hours into the trip. And they are still lost. My subordinate and his chaplain are lost. And they don't know where they're going. I had no idea where they were going. And so I kept asking. I kept saying, because right now we're right at peacetime. We're at peacetime. Y'all sure y'all know what y'all doing? You sure? Yeah, I think I just made a wrong turn, da-da-da-da-da, right? So finally, about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, I tapped my boss, my chaplain, who is senior to me because he's an officer. I'm enlisted. I tapped him on the leg. What you need me to do? Because I can't. Right now we're in peace. And I tapped him on the pant at the time because we had finally got ourselves into a position that caused me to now have to change my disposition from just being a ride-along passenger to a position where now I'm on the defense. We are being followed now. We find we were in the wrong place. We have people gathering around windows and things like that. We are alone. We don't have a caravan. We're alone. And so now I tap my boss on the leg. My boss simply looks at me and said, "You in charge." When he said, "You are in charge," that everything peaceful ceased. It's the trip that we was on was no longer the trip that we was on. My purpose at that time was to get us back. Said what I need to say, I'm in the Navy. I was in the Navy and Marines, and the conversation that I had was really deep. I said some words, but I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision that I'm going to get us back. And you had nothing to do with being peaceful. Everybody, if the other guy, lock and load. Put one in. No, not lock and load. Take it off because he already had one in the chamber. Take it off safety because we got to get out of here. I gotta find out what's going on with Spreaker. I don't know. I see what you're saying. Jackie said Spreakers keep breaking up. I am going to officially change this at the end of this month. So what we did was I got into fighting and posture. Beginning, it was peaceful. Ending, it was time to fight. There is a time to fight, and where we are finding ourselves in a clash of when are we going to do what? And we have to find a better way to do what we need to do from a fighting posture, from a protesting posture. What do I mean by that? Y'all may not like me on this. I just said that the murder of George Floyd just took the same people over the edge. Yes, over the edge. Jackie. We have to have disciplined people in our ranks that is willing to die. It's no way to look at it. It's no other way to look at it. Because they've already proven to you that even if you are peaceful, Washington, D.C., even if you are peaceful, I'm going to attack you. We have to have a front line of people that are ready to be on a to go into protective mode for those that wants to be peaceful. That's what happened in the 60s. I know there was they were not together. I think had Martin Luther King and had Malcolm X, and actually the reason why they killed them is because they both started coming together. And the worst thing you can do to this government is both entities, if both personalities, there it is, if both personalities come together and work together. Do you know how dangerous that would be? We have protesters that are willing to protest peacefully, but on the outside of the protesters that's being peaceful, you have those on the outside ready to do what they need to do. That's me. Hey, Eric, good to have you on the show. That's where I am. I'm the one that would be standing on the outside. I'm the one. So let me tell y'all what happened. Yesterday, I went on a march protest thing. And by the way, I need y'all to get pen and paper out. If you're in the Atlanta area, I need you to have pen and paper available or have your notepad open on your phone or whatever. I have a number that I want you to give. If you want to participate in different areas, I have a number that I want you to, I'm going to give you all in a few minutes that will help you. I know, Wanda, you said your son wanted to know a way, and I meant to get back with you yesterday on that topic, and I apologize. I got your text where you asked that your son wanted to do something, and I have a number that I need him to call out. I have a number that I want you all to be a part of. So yesterday I went to protest and march. We was going to march from MLK to the Capitol and back. Okay? And I got to share something with y'all that all of the nurses on my page are going to be upset with me if I decide to share it. Jackie is going to be really upset with me. But I don't know if I'm going to share it or not. But I'm going to tell you I earned my keep. So I went there and we were supposed to be in our Sunday best. So I put on my nice blue suit with my polka dot blue shirt, cuff links, bow tie, blue and white bow tie, and I was dressed to the nine. And so I don't know how, but I often end up in areas I'm really not supposed to be in. I don't know how. I always end up in places I ain't got no business being in. So I walked through Ebenezer's doors. Walk in, I looked around. I saw people standing around. I saw the police standing around. I saw dignitaries standing around. So I stood around. I had my camera with me, was taking pictures, da-da-da. So the ladies was like, the one lady that was in charge says, sign your name here, put your phone number, your email address here. So I'm thinking everybody is doing this, but it's not everybody. I ended up becoming a marshal for the march, which means if you go back and look at, if you've seen any of the videos, they said if you see anybody, and they gave us a t-shirt, they gave us a certain t-shirt, but then they gave us a band. So I was in my suit and they just wrapped a band around my arm. So I'm sitting there. I say, okay, I don't know how I got into this place, but hey, I'm here. Might as well go with it because I have behind the scenes access. So now I'm there, and after Anthony, forgot the representative, the councilman, Dr. King, another councilman, I think a senator said something. I say Dr. Bernice King, and the guy that organized it. After they said anything, we get ready to go on the march. But before they go on the march, they said everybody with the blue T-shirt or orange T-shirt are the marshals. Well, I had my blue T-shirt in my bag, and I had my band on. So I have my suit jacket thrown across my shoulder, my camera in my hand, and I'm moving about, whatever the case may be. And so now we're getting ready to start the march. And we're on this march. And things started getting out of hand. Not out of like bad. But when you try to make things decent and in order, you're trying to control media. You're trying to, because what you got other people that's protesting that is trying to sow discourse within yourself. Other black people trying to start discourse. So now my military part of me kick in. I'm walking down the street. I got my book bag with my camera stuff in it. I shove my jacket in my book bag. I take off my cuff links, my shirt that I have on, and I shove it in my bag. And I'm walking down with a wife comforter on, and I'm trying to put on my shirt. But boy, when I got that shirt on, you would have sworn up and down I had a whole army behind me. And I had people coming up to me, thanking me for what I was doing, but was wondering how I was able to do what I did. So behind me is the actual council people, and they got the rope in hand so that we could control the flow of how it's not chaotic. We're controlling the flow. We want to make sure that people know that we're peaceful. And so I got camera people trying to rush the line, and I'm bagging everybody up. I have side protesters that's just trying to start stuff or trying to get in front of the camera and trying to hype everything up. And I'm literally, and they're looking at me like, Who is this dude? I'm that dude. Jackie and Aries, I understand. Come over to Facebook Live. Come over to Facebook Live. I'm only going to use Spreaker as a way of recording. I'm only using Spreaker as a way of recording. So what we did, what I did, so we went through and we made it through. Somebody had to be the peaceful people. That's what they do. I am the one that is willing to, put these hands out. And yes, my pieces were with me. The peace that passes all understanding was with me. Jackie says, I'm both. Well, she said that she's both. I'm the one, I honestly believe, because part of what I'm gonna share this number with you, and what I'm going to bring to the table when we protest, or when we come out with a plan, that when we protest, here's what we're gonna do when we protest. Here's what we're gonna do when we protest. One, we're gonna have those that are peaceful. But we're also going to have people around us that's going to police our own people, our own individual. When we see people getting out of line, we'll take care of that. But then when we see the police or the other side getting out of hand, now we call ranks. We push those that want to be peaceful and don't want to get dirty. We go up front. Now we have a conversation. Okay, got you, Jackie. See, here you remember I think earlier this week or last week I was saying that when we start working together, remember when I discussed when they was building the tower, and God had to stop them because they began to work together, and He said that if they really put their mind to it, they will reach heaven. And I think Jackie over here said, I think that was Jackie or somebody over here on Spreaker said, they want us divided. If the day crew and the night crew of the protest come together with some order, the day crew is basically order. But that night crew, I understand the passion. I was a youth pastor for years. Had to take me something to drink. I was a youth pastor for years. And one of the things that I told the older generation that was trying to figure out why the youth are the way they are, and why they are willing to die for something that they don't that they don't even own. The Crips, the Bloods. The Crips got their area. The Bloods got the SA has their area. They don't even own any of that. But they're willing to die for that land. You know why? That's in their spirit. That is a spirit that it's an innate spirit that's in them. That fighting spirit is in them, and it's in them for a reason. I would go on the spiritual side of trying to show people how their fighting spirit is what we're going to need in the latter days. Their spirit, their fighting spirit is what we are going to need in the latter days. There are some spiritual wars and some wars that we're going to have to fight that a lot of us, the older people, that are scared to fight. That's why you hear a lot of the leaders who are trying to tell people to stay calm. Those are the ones that, I don't want to say they're scared to fight. I know I'm minimizing their gift or their purpose, but their purpose is not the other side of it. I tell you what. you're peaceful. Your job is to be peaceful. Somebody comes and knock you in your cheek. You're going to say, I'm peaceful, and turn the other cheek. Now this person jumps on you while you're down there talking about I'm peaceful. I'm gonna let him. You want my black. You want me to come and pull him off of you. That's my job. Can you imagine? I didn't mean for this show to go there, but can you imagine if we create something where peaceful protesters and the warriors come together? Can you imagine if the Nation of Islam and the Black Party movement and Martin Luther King peaceful movement came together and operated together? Can you imagine the change, the noise, because one of the things the oppressor wants to feel is that he wants to feel that you are scared of him. And that he can get away, not only, and you don't have to be scared of him. He can get away with things because he know you aren't going to, the only thing you're going to do is pray and go to church. Pray and go to church. Pray and go to church. You're not going to do anything with him. But can you imagine if the peaceful people come out and march, and along on the left, right, and the back flank of them are your protectors? You legally have the right to carry and bear arms. Now, the people in the center, y'all don't want none of that. I get it. But can you imagine if they had their own security force? Can you imagine what that would look like? Just think about it in your. I know people. I know y'all. The church don't want it. We have to. There is a time and a place for everything, and sometimes that time and place cross paths. Do you hear what I'm saying? Sometimes those paths, those seasons will cross paths. Let me show you what I mean. If those that's in Georgia, y'all gonna understand this. One day, you wake up, it's 30 degrees and raining. Give it to about noon, 1 o'clock. It's about 60 to 7 degrees and the sun is all the way out. In one day. Which means you have to be prepared for everything. Y'all, I feel like an activist for real right in through here. I promise you I feel like an activist. Think about this concept. In the middle, you have the signs. Free James Brown. Free James Brown. I know I'm making light of the situation. We got to laugh sometime too. In the middle, you got all these people. Black Lives Matter. No justice, no peace. And alongside are people that are not saying one word. They are not saying one word. They're watching. And they're protecting. They're watching the enemy over there. And they're watching the enemy within our ranks. Boy, I feel like going and put on all black and get me one of them black, them little hat, they don't know what they, them French hats, and some black gloves. I feel it on me right now. Imagine, seriously. And I'm getting ready to take it a whole step further. I'm getting ready because we're fighting for equality. We're simply fighting for equality. Watch this. If you pay attention to these protests and Jesse Jackson, what's bobblehead name? He did the funeral. He did the eulogy. Y'all forgive me for my sniffling. My allergies, for the first time in years, my allergies is kicked in this morning. I don't know why. Al Sharpton. There it is. There it is. I knew I'd get that name out. Al Sharpton said he said it's a new season. Al Sharpton was preaching or giving a eulogy. He said it's a new season because he said when you looked out, there in a lot of cases, there were more white people out there during the day than there were blacks. And I just finished watching a report where in some of these smaller cities, in all of these majority white cities, they are protesting too. You don't see it on the news because they're small cities. They would show one city was 90-something% white and had hundreds and hundreds of people protesting, and 90% of the people was white. So can you imagine this? Can you imagine this? Let me help you out. Imagine what I just described. A peaceful, that's good, Jackie. Jackie said the peacemakers are good at negotiating, but the warriors have the courage to fight if necessary. We need each other to win a war against racism. That I cannot. Matter of fact, I may put that on your page or something because I'm gonna copy that. Jackie, put that on your page so I can copy that. So check this out. Remember I said the peaceful people in the middle, your security, and those that are really willing to fight against the oppressor are around you, in front, side, and back of you, right? Watch this. Imagine if that coalition of people was multi-ethnic. Let's ride with this thing. Imagine if it was multi-ethnic. Yes, we're going to have to be very careful. We're going to have to be very careful. It is what it is. Because just like we have those people at night that's busting out these windows, I put one video on the page where these white ladies was spray painting the buildings. But guess what? They was taped up, wrapped up from head to toe. The only thing you could see is their eyes, really. And the only thing they kept saying was they said, put that up there for them. No, we didn't tell you to do that. So, yes, we still going to have to police ourselves. We're going to have to police vandalism. And that's stealing. Let me put it that way. Can I be honest with you? Tear the buildings down. Burn the buildings too. I don't mind you burning, but just don't steal nothing out of it. No, we mean what we said. Take your garbage. When you remember when God told them to go take over this city and burn everything and don't bring anything back. But then there was one family that stole something and brought it back, and it caused condemnation. What's hurting our protest is the fact that other folks are stealing and bringing it back, and that's hurting what we're doing. Now, if you just burn the building, that whole conversation would be totally different. I was talking to a friend day before yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? It was day before yesterday. She made a very, 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 very good comment. She said, do you realize that right now, where we are right now, the vandalism is actually helping these businesses? What do you mean that it's helping these businesses? They've been closed for so long. They were in the red. Now that they have been looted and burned down, guess what they get to do? File insurance. It takes them out of red back into the black. Yeah, it messed me up too when I thought about it that way. Think about it. When they started burning these doggone buildings and all this stuff that has been closed for months and was not making money, did not know how they was going to make pay their rent, how they was going to do this, how they were going to do that. And then all of a sudden these riots hit and everything started getting burnt down, people come in there stealing. By them stealing it, watch this. By them stealing it, the insurance had to turn around and pay them for it. Oh boy. Messed y'all up, didn't it? Yeah, she messed me up too. Think about it. Oh yes. This is what oh, I was like, what is that in front of him? This is all we got to do is just come together. All we have to do is just come together. I'm going to hit you in a different way. So think about what Drew Brees said. Think about what Drew Brees said. I'm going to put what my statement was about what Drew Brees did. Because I knew some people was going to come at me, oh, you just the hater of the Saints. I can't stand the Saints, the Aints. I cannot stand them with a passion. But I am also, and I say that from me being a fan, a true fan, diehard fan of the Atlanta Falcons. That's why I say that. I can't stand the Saints. The Saints and the Falcons do not get along. But I am a fan of football. As a fan of football, I respected the skill set of Drew Brees. The dude is bad. On the field, Drew Brees is the truth. The only reason we lost the numbers that we did lose against them during these last is because of Drew Brees. Nobody else on the field. Drew Brees knew how to control. Drew Brees was the coach on the field. That's what I loved about Drew Brees and his style of playing. But watch this. This dude goes, I don't look at it the way, but about what people want to have. Okay. Think about it. He goes on and say, I don't respect anybody that is gonna kneel during the national anthem. The flag is more. I have fathers. I have a father and a grandfather that fought in World War II. I did too. I have family members that fought and died in World War I and World War II. And when they came home, what they was fighting over there, they did not get a chance to enjoy over here. What they was fighting for is not what they enjoyed when they came back home. So you can't use as an excuse, Mr. Brees, that you had a dad and a grandfather that fought in those wars. So did we. So did we. And if you think that this is about kneeling against the flag or the national anthem, you are part of the problem, Breeze. I'm getting ready to go. I'm gonna go deep with y'all. So certain people was upset. I saw all over social media people was upset that he said what he said out of his mouth. So his publicist gets him in a room and says, you know you should not have done that. You know you should not have said that. We got to clean this up. I am going to write you a statement, and this is what you need to post on all of your social media. Note, he didn't come out and say it with his mouth. He said what he said earlier because what he said out of his mouth is what he meant in his heart. But watch this. As soon as he made that statement, everybody said, oh, it's okay. Well, not everybody. A large number of people started saying it's okay. What he said really wasn't racist. What he said, and it wasn't racist. It was what is in his heart, that he don't believe that we have a right to peacefully protest. But now a lot of people are saying that, oh, you know, he really didn't mean it. No, yes, he did. He meant everything that he said out of his mouth. What he didn't mean was what was put on his social media. That's what he didn't mean. I don't care how you fix it, how you put it up. What he didn't mean is the statement that was written. Because if he meant what he said in the statement, now people like, we all make mistakes. Yeah, we all make mistakes. And if I make a mistake, you don't want me to send you a letter. I had to drink some of my tea. You don't want me to send you a letter. The same way I came against you with my words, it's the same way you want me to come back and apologize. Why y'all looking at me like I'm crazy? But what we do and what we have been doing in the past, I posted something about us being passive. The reason why we are right where we are is because we had in the past, and that's from the civil rights movement up to now, we have been very passive. What they do is stick a pacifier in our mouth and we stop crying. There's nothing coming out of the pacifier. It is a trick of the enemy to make you think you're being fed, to make you think you're being nourished. But the only thing that's happening is you're swallowing your own spit. That's all you're doing. When you suck on a pacifier, you're literally just sucking on your own spit. And what we have allowed through the years is this. We have allowed our those that are in power. Whenever we, from the Rodney King incidents, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Brown, Michael Brown, all of those other things, all those other names, say my name movement, the hashtag movement. I'm never gonna be caught. We don't need another hashtag. You know that part. We protest. They stick a pacifier in our mouth. This is not the time to allow them to stick a pacifier in our mouths. They keep asking on the news. I watch. I got this one channel that puts up about 4 different news channels at the same time, so I can watch all the news going on at the same time, and I toggle between those news spots that's up there. And today, I don't know if y'all heard about the 75-year-old dude that was pushed down by the cops. White, a 75-year-old, because I'm going to say it the way the media won't say it. A 75-year-old white dude was pushed down by the cops. Okay? The 2 people who did it was suspended without pay. Watch this. 57 other cops on that detail ended up resigning because they suspended those 2 cops. So in protest, they resigned from that detail, not from being a cop, from those details. And the news people keep asking, what do you think about those that resigned? I'm gonna tell you exactly what. Get all 57 names and then search their record. Search their record. And I guarantee you they are part of the problem. I said what I said. Go look. Those 57, I think 51 or 57, I think it's 57. Go and look at those 57 that resigned, because they are not there because they literally. So one of the guys that pushed them down, he actually stopped and paused and went to go help the guy. One of his supervisors pushed him and told him to keep going. A whole 3 or 4 rows of cops literally stepped over him. It wasn't until the National Guard's people came up that came to this guy's aid. The cops stepped over him. The 75-year-old dude, that when he hit his head on the ground, you saw blood starting coming from the side of his head. You could go look at the video and you will see blood coming, and he had a cell phone or something in his hand. And when he hit, he laid there. He didn't move once he hit the ground, and then slowly but surely his limbs went limp, and the phone that was in his hand fell on the ground, and they still stepped over him. You are so concerned about keeping your power. You're so concerned about keeping your power that when you do something stupid, you don't know how to police yourselves. Those guys that the other 3 guys that got charged with Michael Floyd, they should have been there to police themselves. One guy kept saying, shouldn't we turn them over? Shouldn't we turn them over? No, you should have tackled that senior officer, because at some point you're not I'd be damned to blue. I'm a human, and I'm looking at another human. There have been many times I had to. One of the things, you're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. One of the things that, and Gina, I don't know if Gina's still on here, but one of the things about me when I was, especially at my last duty station, one of the things about me when I was in the military, my last 10 years in the military, and I get this from the Marines. That's why I love the Marines. Yeah, every military branch has its issue, yes. But one of the things that the Marines taught us is stand up for truth. Stand up for what is right. I don't care who it is. Stand up for what is right. So I'm this dude. Don't tell me that and then expect me not to do it. One day I have several of these different stories. Several of them. So I'm walking across the parking lot in front of my office. So we have my chapel, the bank, the exchange, the commissary, McDonald's. I'm walking across and I see this Marine person walking in uniform, talking on his cell phone. In uniform, you have to stand still. You have to get somewhere to the side and stand still and talk on the phone. You can't walk and talk in uniform at the same time. You're not supposed to do that. So he's by my office, so I stop him. Say, hey, hard dog, you ain't supposed to be on the phone and walking in uniform. So he grabs his collar to show me his rank. No problem. Look at it. A-top, which is, he's now probably 2 or 3 ranks higher than me. Hey, Top, you ain't supposed to be talking on the phone. You need to put that down. And he stopped, and he looked at me because he thought I was going to let that pass because he showed me his rank. So finally, he stopped, said what he said goodbye. He said, I'm a gunny, a top, or first sergeant. I said, I understand that. That's why I address you as Top. I said, Top, if one of your guys was doing what you were doing, you would stop them and chew them a new. You would get at them. Getting ready to say it how we said it in the military. He said, you know what? You're right. What's right is right. I'll tell these young kids out here, no, you ain't supposed to be stealing these folks' stuff. You ain't supposed to be stealing these folks' stuff. But I understand your anger. I understand you got all of these people in your neighborhood that don't give a doggone about your neighborhood, and they flaunt y'all for your money. Now if they ask me who did it, I'm gonna say that right there. That's why I was saying at the beginning of the show, or in the middle of the show, how important it is that we come together, and do this as a unit. Do this as a unit. You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa can make it do what it do. We got 30, not even 30 minutes. We got about 25. We got about 20 minutes left on the show. I'm going to play this song. This is what they've been playing. They've been playing several things today. Oh, let me do this before I go to the musical. Oh, I did already talk about it. No, I didn't. Shout out to the mayor of Washington, D.C. Shout out to the mayor of Washington, D.C. You are now my new friend. You are definitely my new friend. Did y'all hear what she did? I want y'all to go and look at what happened today with the mayor of D.C. Once she told him, get them National Guard people out of my city. I don't know if they listened to her when she said that. I can't think of her name right now. But then she had the audacity. Oh, my God. I don't know if she married or not, but what she did turned me on. So you have 16th Pennsylvania Avenue. And then right up in the middle, going that head straight to, they go straight to the White House, is 16th Avenue. 16th Avenue, right? Right up the middle. She has turned she changed the name of that whole strip, that whole street there, to Black Lives Matter. Not only that, she put in big, bold letters in the middle of the street, Black Lives Matter. I mean, biggest day. I'm talking about it probably stretched 2 or 3 blocks. Black Lives Matter. Shout out, baby girl. Shout out. You did the doggone thing. Trump is 38 hot. I mean, that barrel is hot right now. So shout out to you. But throughout the city, they've been playing certain songs. They've been playing certain things. I think in D.C. or Pennsylvania somewhere, they've been having these block parties and things like that. I know in D.C., they're having a whole block party out there. They removed the curfew. They're doing a whole block party out there. And then they've been playing Martin Luther King speeches and stuff like that, which is a really great idea. I still think that they need to put some Malcolm X speeches out there too. But it was off the chain. But one of the songs they've been playing was this one here. I'll let your voice all good. It's all great.
Put your bad self. Say it louder. Say it louder. Look here. Some people say we got a lot of malice. Some say it's a lot of love.
Brother, we can't quit until we get our share. Say it loud. Say it loud. One more time. Say it loud. I've worked on jobs with my feet in my hand. You know, all the work I did was for the other man. But now we demand a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our head against the wall and working for someone else. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Ooh-wee, you get me. All right, out of sight. All night, so tough, you're tough enough. Ooh-wee, you're killing me. Ah, say it loud. Say it loud. Now, we demand a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our heads against the wall and working for someone else. Look here, one more thing I got to say right here. Now we're people, we like the birds and the bees. We'd rather die on our feet than keep living on our knees. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Lord, Lord, Lord. Say it loud. All right now.
You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa, that's right. Ooh, excuse me. Alexa can make it do what it do. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. I'll edit it when I do some editing. My bad. See what happens when you're live. So, I told you all to have a paper and a pen out. Hope you got your paper and your pen out. Or use your notepad on your phone or however. Type it in Google or something, somewhere where you can get to it real easy. The number is 470 542 9657. Again, that number is 470 542 9657. I'll do another video with it on there. And this is to the Metro Atlanta Uprising Task Force. The Metro Atlanta Uprising Task Force. It's going to have people from the mayor's, from the mayor's office, from the governor's office, lawyers, doctors, policemen, citizens, residents, all of that stuff. And they're going to have different ways that you can serve during this time. Well, not just during this time, but make sure that we have things in place that will help out the cause. I think that's the best way to say it. That will help the cause. Metro Atlanta Uprising Task Force. The number is 470 542 9657. I was hoping somebody would type that in for me. Metro Atlanta Uprising Task Force. 470 542 9657. So if you're looking for a way to serve during this area that we're in, and you're trying to figure out, well, what can I do? That's a good starting point for you. That's a really good starting point for you. All right. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna open up. Do y'all have any questions for me? Any questions that y'all want me to answer? Any statements about stuff? I'm gonna kind of open it up to that. I was gonna talk about Miss Owens. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. But what I think where we are right now, I think that we are. I personally think that we are in a good space. I think we're right where we need to be. I think we're exactly where we need to be. The reason why I say that is because I think that the passion is real. I think it's different. I know last week, one of my, or maybe earlier this week, I was saying that, the black people need to march on their own right in through here, or protest on their own right in. And I still believe that. But I also think that there is a time that we need to do this together, because it's going to take both parties. But I think once each party, each side of the story have a conversation amongst themselves, I think that we can go to a different level. There are some demons that the United States are going to have to fight within itself. The government is going to have to fight some demons within itself. White privilege. I mean, think about it. When 45 did that photo op, he had all white people around him. I saw one black lady, and she was part of the security detail. See, I'm okay. I guess I guess I'm built differently. Just like those cops resigned. See, I was telling that the cops and the U.S. National Guard should have said no and walked away, but they didn't do it. But just as soon as these cops got kicked off the force, they did it. Remember when I said, at some point you got to be willing to sacrifice something? Yeah, I understood that they didn't quit the police force, but they told that I'm not going to be on this special detail anymore. When more of us do that, are in these positions, those that's his in the National Guard, Secret Service, and y'all know it was wrong. You knew it was wrong, and your mouth is still closed. See, it's one thing for those white cops, those 57 white cops, to say, "No, we ain't standing that. We're protecting these two over here for doing something stupid." But you won't do it for somebody that's doing something right. See, that part right there. That part right there. Oh, Lord, I done missed so many comments. Hey, Jakarta. Dewana, what's going on with you? Okay, I missed all of these. I didn't know. Did you see my question? Her question is, no, I didn't see your question. Did you see the NFL said they were wrong about the protest? I did not see that yet. I didn't know. I don't know when that statement came out, but no, I did not see that yet. And so I hope they did say that. I would look forward to seeing that. To those that were saying stuff through the show, my page was stuck on, I guess I was scrolling to see people's name, and it was stuck in a certain area. I went back and I see all those comments on there. So I apologize to those that didn't. I didn't see what y'all was saying. My apologies. Here's the thing. I know Jackie. Jackie, Gina. I saw what you're saying. I didn't. I now saw it, and I'm thinking you're talking about where they went back in. Apologize. No, I didn't see that. But just as soon as I get off air, I'm going to go research it. I will go research it. See, the NFL decided to go with the narrative that the president, that 45, put out, instead of recognizing that this is a serious issue. And I hope that Kaepernick gets a job now. I hope that one of these teams decide to pick up Kaepernick now. Will it happen? I don't know. Any more questions? Any more questions? Y'all know me because I said that I was, kind of keep it at 1 hour, but y'all begged me to move it up go back to the same platform. I met y'all halfway, put it at hour and 30 minutes. So my thing is this. I'll close with this. I'll make this closing statement. We all have to do our part. But when you look to your left and to your right, what they do is different than what you're going to be do. Your contribution to the cause is going to be different than somebody else's contribution to the cause. As long as we're fighting the same fight with the same intensity, looking for the same outcome, and not being greedy, those that are looting, they're in for themselves. They don't give a rat's they don't care nothing about the cause. They're greedy. They're doing it on them for themselves. They out here doing what they're doing because they're looters. They're looting. They're stealing. Let's just let's call it the right word. They're out here just stealing. But when you have those people and they burn the building down, oh well. Somebody made the statement, I can burn it. They can build that burnt building back up. You can't bring another life back. You can't bring that life back. You can't. And if you can't feel it in your heart, this is the way Jason thinks. If you can't feel it in your heart, you're gonna feel it in your wallet. I made this statement, and I'll close with this. I made this statement, and I said that it has to, matter of fact, let me read it. Let me see if I can find it and read it. It basically, I was saying that it has to hurt, and that's why I named, we have to feel the pain. You got to feel the pain. Here's what I said on my platform a few minutes ago. Here's what I said on where was I, on Facebook? I said this as soon as my computer catches up. All right. Dear America, it's supposed to hurt. Until the problem is fixed, I'm going to and make some editing. Until the problem is fixed, you will see and hear our pain. Time out for you stop. It's time out for you to stop giving us morphine and telling us we will be okay. No, we will make it hurt till you fix the problem. We will not be passive this time. And to those telling us to calm down, you are speaking to the wrong people. It's time to stay on the wall and fight until all of our rights are given to us. I said what I said. Until we get to a place where all of our rights is given to us. we will make you feel our pain. We will make you feel our pain. Again, I said what I said. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate you all. I thank you all for simply being y'all. Thank you for listening to my show. Thank you all for being great listeners to the show. Matter of fact, I'm going to play this one for y'all. I'm going to end the show with this. Where did it go? I'm going to play this for y'all. Because y'all are some good people. Y'all are some really, really good people. And I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all Monday on Life After the Collar. Same bat time. Same bat time. Hey, Sammy, what's going on with you, big dog? DJ Sammy is in the house. What's going on, DJ Sammy? Usually when he's in the studio, he's over there on the turntables doing stuff. All right. I'll see y'all next week. Holla at your boys, all good. I'm going to come back on in a few minutes, and I'm going to put out that same, I'm going to do a special video of Facebook Live so that you all can have that task force information as well if you're in the ATL area, Metro Atlanta area. Holla at your boy. It's all good. It's definitely all gravy. Holla.
You already know what it is. Come on.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
J-Mad is not your everyday lunch partner. He's all the way raw.
How are you going to say Black Lives Matter when the only reason you come out is when cops kill us and we don't come out when we kill ourselves? That's crazy, man.
He's all the way real.
The truth? You can't even handle the truth.
And most of all, he has his priorities right.
I want the Falcons and the Hawks to be my pallbearers at my funeral. That way they can let me down just one last time.
J-Mad gives it to you big.
Yeah, you need that real talk. Well, J-Mad, he got ya. Right here doing God's work, bringing life after the collar. Hey, radio show, and he's doing it big. You just can't ignore J-Mad, bringing you the word. Just holla at your boy. Hey, life after the collar with J-Mad.